Okay, so here is our app, Culture Connect. This is the front page of it, and this is our like refined prototype. So when you open our app, this is the page you're gonna be greeted with. It's gonna just have our logo and our name of our app, and then log in and sign up. Now, if you already have an account, you would log in. If not, you would sign up. Assuming you have an account, just go ahead and click the login here. Greeted with your username/email, password, forgot password, all just very basic stuff. You have your settings and your like our app homepage. Assuming it's all autofills and you know your stuff, you just go ahead and log in, and then you'd be greeted by our home page where you would have your matches. Now, in this example, we're greeted by this very handsome fellow. No correlation or relation to him, but just objectively very handsome guy. Now, on this page, this is where you would swipe right to match with other individuals you want to connect with, and the people who would show up on your on this homepage would be based off of your preferences tab, which we will get to in a second. But for now, we're just going to talk about this homepage, and on this homepage, it shows whatever people where your preferences match, and then it shows their name, their age, where they're from, where they're currently at. Now, for me, it's just Boulder, Colorado. I mean, not for, no relation, but for this guy, it's from Boulder, Colorado, because that's where he's at, that's where he's been. And it'll just show a couple photos you could scroll through. It would have a bio of some interesting stuff, you know, some hobbies, activities, stuff like that. And then from here, assuming you want to change your preferences and change like who appears on this home screen where you can match with, you would click the profile button, which would first bring you to your profile where you would have your name, your age, your profile photo, the country you're from, and the languages you speak. And then experiences in the US, like your bio and your interests and stuff like that, which would show on your profile for other people who would want to swipe on you. And then if you go into click this edit page, it would bring into your preferences of what you want people to follow. So assuming that you are an individual who wants to match with people from 14 to 32, this is how you would adjust it. If you wanted to make it higher, you would move this to the right. If you want to make it lower, you'd move this to the left. And you would, and then if you want to pick the languages, let's say you speak English, Spanish, and Portuguese. You would just click all three of these here, and when you click them, they would change like to a slightly different shade of color to make it obvious that they're selected. This is not in our current prototype, unfortunately, but that would be a feature we would have implemented into our app. So if you spoke those three languages, you want to match with those people in those three languages, you would just click these. It would highlight, and in the app, we would want to have more languages, like a drop-down menu, so you can have a bunch of languages, and same for countries lived. But we didn't have that here. And then it would also select countries lived. Now we wanted to have it so like just in case there's people who have lived in a lot of different countries, you could select multiple. So let's say like you move from Mexico to India to America, you could select all three via the same idea that we had up here, where you just click on it and then it would select it and highlight it, and then it would keep that as your preferences. So then when you go to the home screen, you could swipe and have that. And then we also want to implement a like area indicator, like how far away you're willing to match with people, but that is not on here currently. And then one more thing we added was just the settings page. So change username, change email, reset password, notifications, and sign out. Just like basic stuff. Nothing too different. And then yeah, so that's basically our refined prototype, and that's what we've come up with.